All right. Hello, Gun Nation. Hello, CZ lovers out there. I guess we're going to get into it. Got Lake Ozark guy in the house, Rich B, Lynn Holt. Hope you're doing well. Pistol Pete. Hope y'all are all doing well. But we're going to have a little chat. First, we're going to have a toast to y'all. We got a little Buffalo Trace here. I needed that big drink. Been a crazy day. Well, I mean, it's been crazy couple of weeks. But got something sitting over there, right there on the counter. Let y'all guess what that is. If you can guess, right over there in that box. I'm sure y'all can guess it. But anyway, yes, CZ Mafia for life. That is true. Right up there on the wall. You can see it. But I've been getting a lot of questions and a lot of comments, I guess I should say, about CZ this, CZ that, Shadow 2 Compact. All you do is talk about CZs. You know, you're a CZ fanboy. I've gotten a lot of comments and questions. I did the video the other day with the Shadow Systems and the Shadow 2 Compact on the Armsman holsters. And, a lot of people have been commenting. I mean, not just negative. I'm not really saying that. And even the people that are commenting, you could say negatively, they're probably just joking. I'm not, and I don't take anything seriously anyway. Hello, Abigail. How are you? Got US Vet in the house, Unit 4. Hope y'all are all doing well. But anyway, Pistol Pete says, did you get an optic mounted on your stock 2 yet? Ooh. I guess, well, Pistol Pete, did you see that video? But yes, I'll go ahead and let it out of the bag. Yes. So I did. Dirt Track, how are you? Matter of fact, and that's what I was going to talk to y'all about, is dropping that video tomorrow. Do you want me to do it tomorrow or Friday? I was thinking maybe Thursday night might be a good time to drop it if y'all are in. I'll probably do a premiere on it, but it's kind of got a first to the last, you could say, and it is on the stock too. But pretty excited about it, and if y'all are interested in seeing that, I'll drop it tomorrow night on a premiere. Yeah, you saw the cut. I didn't show all of it there, Pistol Pete, but yeah, it was completed there. And there's some other things that were done there that I want to show. Hello, William Bader. How are you? Ranger 10 is in the house. It's okay to be a fan of a manufacturer. I'm a SIG fanboy. You couldn't give a shit. Who doesn't like it? CZs are a great company. Yeah, like I said, I don't ever hate on anybody for being a fanboy. I think if you like a gun, you like a gun. I like a bunch of different guns, not just not just CZ. Hello, Work the Trigger. How are you, man? Long time no hear from. I hope you're doing well. Abigail's craving peppermint vodka and hot chocolate. It's finally starting to cool down. Yeah, it's getting a little cool here in the evenings. I'm pretty surprised. Yeah, Pistol Pete, I'll put that out tomorrow. I was already had it set up, so I mean I haven't released it to be premiered yet, but I'll go ahead and do that tomorrow. I think you'll like what I did to it. It's I think you'll like the optic on it. I think you'll like some of the other things that I had them do to it. I wanted to kind of revitalize it, reborn it, so to say, or make it a little reborn. And I think they did just that. So definitely, because, and I'm not even joking, for that particular gun, I think I have 14 mags. And I haven't shot that gun in over 2 years, probably. Let's see here. Abigail is saying anyone who can make a decent Glock copy can succeed. I guess Sig can as well. Yeah, I'm liking that Shadow System CR920 XP. That's what I've carried for the last 2 days. In the new holster for arms from Armsman with the TLR7 sub on it, the Glock sub, TLR7X sub. from Streamlight, but I've been carrying it for the past 2 days, and so far it carries pretty well. I was, I did some dry firing with it, or like some, dry reps with it, and so far no issues yet. Let's see here. Hello, Mario. How are you? Brian says, hello, all fresh out of the hospital again for the third time in 8 weeks. God dang, Brian. I hope you're doing okay, brother. Prayers out to you, man. If you need anything, holler at me. Len Holt said, I was telling someone today, give a fella a polo shirt with a SIG logo, and just like that, instant expert. Yeah. Dirt Track saying, custom O-Light. No, no custom O-Light. Like your new Armsman holsters, I was partial to Texas holster. The camouflage was legit with your CZ. Texas holster came out sweet. I mean, they both look awesome. That metallic orange and silver, man, it really makes those lock grips pop. Hello, Norwood. How are you? Rich B's CZ Nocturne Hollow Sun EPS or EPS carry. On that one, for the CZ Nocturne, me personally, I would put the EPS full size because it's a little wider, same exact footprint, but it's a little wider, a little bit bigger window for width wise. That's what I would put on that one because on mine, I've got the RMR cut on my PO7 and I really like it. And with the same cut that it came with, you can put the EPS carry or the EPS full size. So on that one, I would go full size, the full EPS. That's what I would do. Hello, Ohio Gear Guy. And I actually really like the EPS, the carry. I only have the carries. I don't have any of the full size, but I've played with the full size, and I actually really like that dot a lot. I'm really enjoying them. Say no to Olight. I said no to Olight a long time ago, but I know there's people who like them. Not going to beat anybody up. Yeah, mine has the cone barrel. Tanfos just shoot great for me. Quality barrels, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean they're great guns. Inconceivable. Have you shot the Echelon yet? I have not shot the Echelon. Matter of fact, I have a buddy who has one, and I'm probably going to be shooting it. He doesn't have the comp version. He has the original version. So I'll probably shoot that and test it out. I mean, from what I've heard, and I've got good friends who have it, and they really like it. So I don't think it's a bad gun. It's just, man, I've got so many striker fire guns. I personally don't need another one, but if you're looking for one, that could be a very good option. I've heard only great things about it. I haven't heard anything negative. Hello, Clyde Cumberland. How are you? Looney Tune, what's up, man? How are you? Let's see here. All right. Unit 4 says, here's a holster question or Q question for you. If your holster is modified for a light and you don't happen to have it mounted, does it affect the fit retention from the Bear pistol? Yes. A lot of them seek the retention off of the light, so you have to have the light on it. You can't just throw it in there. It's going to wobble around. So, yeah, you do need to leave the light on it. So you either get a light bearing or non-light bearing or both. I haven't seen a light bearing that would allow you to carry it as a non-light bearing. Let's put it that way. Or carry it, correctly. So, but I carry lights on all my carry guns. And don't beat me up. I carry a pocket light. So if I'm going to light up someone, it's going to be with the pocket light. But if I need to pull it out and go to work, that light's coming on and I'm going to work if it's dark, of course. Ranger 10 says I have an O-light on my Yeet cannon. It's a 1 of 1. There you go. Hey, like I said, I mean, this is just from personal experience, and this was a while ago. I tested multiple O-lights, and I had two of them fail, and it was 2 light-mounted optics failed, and 1 handheld fail. The button just took a shit. So, but that was like when they came out a long time ago. So I don't know. I can't speak for them currently. I haven't used them. I don't care to use them. it's kind of like, you screw me, I'm done. You know, three is way more than one failing, and so I'm done. Hello, Armsman. Speaking of Armsman, here he is. He's in the house. You need a great holster? Check out the Armsman. I just threw out a video the other day. You can use my code BJGG10, all capitalized, save you 10% off and free shipping for the subs. I don't make anything on it. That's just to benefit y'all. He threw that code out for y'all. So use it up. He makes great holsters. But again, the last 2 days I've carried the Shadow Systems so far, enjoying it. The holster's working fabulous, no issues. But again, it's 2 days. You know, when I test stuff out, you know, I really test it, really wear it. Y'all know all that about me. I just want to give you an update from 2 days. So, yeah, Abigail says, for all I know, Olak could have stepped up their game, but I'm not giving them another chance. I mean, I agree with that. That's exactly what I said. They could have fixed the issues they had in the past, you know, and maybe they work great now. I don't know. I've just always had really good luck with Streamlight. Never had one fail, and I've got what 20 or so of them. I mean, I'm not even being sarcastic, but it's pretty damn close to 20 between TLR ones and etc. Also, I've been still playing with the new, you know, the new TLR one HLX. This one, and man, this it's a freaking hammer. I mean, it's a legit light. So, and it's not that I don't like my Surefires anymore. I still run X300s and all that too. So, Rich B says I shoot my Echelon very accurately. One of his favorites. So there you go. It's always good to have input from the usual people. I always appreciate that too. You know, we want to share our experiences with other people in the group. That's a good thing. Lake Ozark guy says I have lights throughout the house, all with magnetic chargers. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. I have mags all throughout the house. All throughout the house. Yes, pocket lights are good to add to your EDC. That is for sure. Matter of fact, I've got a video coming out on it, but I'll go ahead and tell you all about it because you're family. I want a new pocket knife. At the Texas Gun Experience, they had their 5-year anniversary, and I want a pocket knife. It's 100 series that they did. It's a special edition, and it's number 75 of 100. So I want it. It's super light. It's super nice, and the price is super reasonable. I mean, if you paid for it, I want it. I didn't pay for it. I'll be honest with you. And it is a Texas Gun Experience limited, meaning they only did 100 of them, and this is number 75. I like the color. I mean, it's actually pretty cool. So I've got a video on it before I beat the shit out of it. I did a video on it, so that way you could see, you know, what it is, the color, the brand new out of the box, and I've been carrying it for the past 2 days because I won it Saturday. So I've been carrying it for the last 2 days, and you know, I know it's going to get scratched up and beat up, and you know, I'm always cutting shit. I've already cut 2 things with it, so there you go. But I did a video on it where it was new and pretty and shiny and all that because I don't keep stuff pretty and shiny for a while. A Barnes, I bet he does. I think he does have the DWX compact, but I'm not sure. He'll probably chime in if he's still on. Yeah, I saw that, Brian. That's pathetic. That is pathetic. Pocket pry bars. Hey, Pranic, how are you? I have seen the pocket pry bars. Matter of fact, what was crazy is when I was working with Fire for Effect, they were actually making a pocket pry bar. It wasn't. Let me rephrase that. It had a little holster, so you carried on a belt. It was called a belt pry bar, and they were making a belt pry bar for the Border Patrol and for the El Paso Police and their SWAT teams and all that stuff. And so I was working with them, and I saw them, and I was like, "Wow, these things are really cool." And I mean, they were serious. They were pretty heavy duty, and they were actually going to give me a couple of them, you know, to test and to play with and all that stuff. But you know, time passed, and they ended up, shutting down just due to lack of business because it was a whole thing. I know all the story, but I don't want to say, what it was. And it wasn't due to their poor work. They did awesome work. It was the lease in the building, and it was a bunch of crazy stuff. So anyway, it was getting crazy. So they did not do that anymore. So they ended up closing shop, and I never picked those up. So absolute love my Olight Seeker 3 Pro and limited edition orange. Hey, you gotta like the orange. Let's see here. Abigail says I'll be testing a Crimson Trace Aimpoint T1 mount next week. Hopefully it'll stay on my Mossberg. Okay, cool. Okay, he has the non-braille models. What is the drink tonight? It is Buffalo Trace, a little 3-shotter, actually 3.5-shotter. I definitely needed a drink. It's been a very long week. I was with my mom this weekend, and we're coming up on the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and lost dad, and it's gonna suck, but we're pressing through. It's a pocket pry bar. Brian, what it is it's kind of like a little bar. It's kind of like a little pry bar. So you can actually put it on a car door, and you can use it to pry a car door open, like a side door. A lot of like SWAT team members use them and stuff like that. I'm not saying I have a reason to have one. That's not what it was about. But they're useful. They can be used for a lot of different things, and you can use them, poke, jab, whatever you got to do with it. Let's see. Unit 4 is saying, I'm looking for a Black Friday sale on a second gun safe for the house. Trying not to spend big bucks. Any suggestions or feature to look for? I would look for a lot of insulation. That's what I always do. And I know they did that stupid thing. Trust me, I know they did that stupid thing. But and I know they're not cheap. But the Liberty, Fat Boys are what I have several of. I really do like them. They are great safes. I know they did a stupid thing. We all know that when they gave out that code to, the alphabet boys. And you want to get a lot of, what are they called? The cylinder things on the door. You want to get as many of those as you can so it can't be pried. Maximum insulation, things like that. But there are some less expensive ones. That like Academy and things like that sell. I get it. And sometimes it's just price point, oversized. I will always say this though, get a bigger safe than you think you will ever need, because if you put rifles with optics, rifle with a full blown optic, a real optic like an LPVO, that's kind of the space for 2 guns. So if it says it's a 32 gun safe, you're not getting 32 full size guns in there. So, and there'll be some sales on it for the holidays. So I would just say keep your eye open. If you bump into a great deal, grab it. Yeah, Rich B's he's saying the same thing I just said. Buffalo Trace, that's my go-to. Buffalo Trace is what I'm sipping on. I'm a big Buffalo Trace fan. It's good. It's great. The price is reasonable. You're not breaking the bank. And I mean, it's good to sip straight, or I mean, you can mix with it. I usually use even cheaper to mix with. I'm going to mix something. But Buffalo Trace is pretty much my go-to. Been drinking it for years, and I mean, several years, and I really like it. Can't go wrong with it. Let's see here. Yeah, Bald had a video that it was a YouTube short that got 14 million views. He blew up. His channel blew up. He got a bunch of subs. I texted him and congratulated him. So good for him. Yeah, I got a bunch of subs off of it. So I mean, I haven't dug into what's going on, but I mean, like deep into his personal, but seemed to be in a pretty good spirit. Academy has great valued safes. You can get a big, nice safe for a low cost. Keep in mind, though, you get what you pay for. That's true. Lynn Holt said, I recently picked up a Browning a high fire rating. I see it as another layer of deterrent. Browning is a U.S. based brand. Yep, built in Utah. Also important, the same models for big box. Yep, I've seen the Brownings. They are nice safes. It was when he went to a 3-gun event and he was shooting a stage, and they filmed it. He was shooting a rifle or AR, shotgun, and pistol. It was a short, but yeah, 14 million views. It blew up. Like I said, I think he got up to like 22 or 23,000 subs. So that's really great. I'm glad that popped off for him. Brian, you were asking some questions also about Impact Machine, and I found out some of your answers. I kind of knew them, but I didn't know I didn't know the exact wording. But for the milling machine, the liquid that you were asking about that's spraying on it, that's actually a coolant. And what it is, it's a blend. There's a number for it. It's like a 45, 84, 23, or whatever. But it is a coolant, of course, to cool it. But the way that it works is the liquid separates the shavings of the aluminum or the metal, and it flows through, and then it goes through like a filter strainer where it pulls the aluminum, the shavings out, and then lets the liquid go back through. So it is a cooling agent. And then also for the coating that I did on that gun, that was a hard cast or hard. God, what are they called? I'm drawing a blank. Not a hard chrome. It is a case hardening. Yes, the case hardening coating that I picked on that was done by a company, a different company. And what it is it's basically like electronic, and it is done with heat. So they heat it up, they basically electrocute it, and it makes the metal do that. So that is the coating that I wanted on it. I thought it would look really good. So that is a special coating that you have to do for that. So that was your questions, I believe, Brian, if I remember correctly. If I missed one of them, because I knew you had two, and that was what it was. And also for your safe unit, for when you do your safes, if you've got another safe, what some people do, I mean, I bolt them to the floor, drill them into the concrete. Even if it's going through flooring, I'll do through the flooring, the wood flooring into the concrete. But if you can't do that, take your two safes and actually you can put a bar around the back of them or around the top of them that actually kind of hooks them together, so to say. Where if they were to flip one, they're flipping two. So it makes it a lot more difficult. It's just anything you can do to slow them down. That's what you're trying to do. Let's see here. Looney Tune, how are you? Any experience with the Kimber R7 Mako? I've wrote it off because all these years, but it's ugly, but it continues to impress me after each range trip. Best shooting non-comp ported micro on the market, in my opinion. I do not have any opinion on that one. I'm just being honest with you. I haven't shot it. I don't know. So I don't want to say anything, wrong or incorrect. I don't talk out of my ass. Hello, G23. He said, hey, y'all, hit that thumbs up. It's free and it helps the channel. Yes, it does. I appreciate you so much. 10 thumbs up out of 33 people. Yeah, it's, I just had something in mind. When I ran it by the guys, I was like, here's exactly what I want. I mean, I already had it all written down, the coating, the tin coat, everything. And, I had a complete vision in my head. I discussed it with them, with Scott, and he kind of knew exactly where I was going. He recommended some things also, which made a hell of a lot of sense. And then everything that I imagined, they made it to reality. I mean, they really did. So I was super, super impressed with that gun. And one thing I haven't shown you, and I'm going to do a full tabletop on it, but is the trigger. That trigger is freaking unbelievable. Um, he really tweaked it. He did the full pro kit on it. I got the flatter type trigger, not the flat, but the flatter. Um, I mean, that trigger is amazing. The cut that he did is super, super low. Also, we blocked off the loaded chamber indicator. I'll show you that at the tabletop. I mean, that gun is truly, truly a work of art. I am super impressed, and I know if I showed my dad that gun, or of course he's seen it from above, but if I showed him that gun, he would be blown away by it. My dad was always impressed with my 1911s. He really liked those. He liked the 2011s that I had. Um, he liked some ARs that I had, but he wasn't really a rifle guy that much. Um, but he was always impressed with my 1911s and 2011s. He really thought my Shadow 2, the orange one, looked really cool, but I think this one would have completely blown him away. So really, really, really impressed with that gun. I can't wait to shoot it. Abigail says next house I get is going to have a gun room, armory with a heavy steel door. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It will be copied. I promise you, it's going to be copied. When I did, the Shadow 2 for Fire for Effect, the orange one and the gray one, I think when Will said that was all said and done, I think he said he did like 10 copies of that gun, and they ended up naming it the Big Johnson Edition. And people would just call in and say, "Hey, I want this gun. I saw on the internet," and he said that's a Big Johnson Edition. And on their receipt, when they would pay for it, it would say Big Johnson Edition. So that was one that I had always wanted and kind of had it in my mind, and they made that one come true. Or made that one a reality. So, I'm not saying this will be copied exactly because not everybody might not do it to a 97B, but they might do it to a Shadow or whatever else. So, I mean, it's a damn good looking gun, and I am going to change the grips. I'll just go ahead and let y'all know before the video comes out. I'm going to change the grips. Not that I don't like that color, but when I started playing with it, there's another version. I'm not going to give it away, but there's another version that really makes that gun pop. So I kind of thought when I had these grips made by Locke that these would probably be the ones that I could envision on it. Scott just picked the grips. I just handed him the box and said, "Here's the grips." And he said, "You need to leave the room." So I went out in the hallway and he picked the grips. I said, "You pick them." And he picked which set he liked to put on it. So that's when we did the video. I hadn't seen the gun prior to that. But yeah, super, super impressed with that gun. Matter of fact, when you see the other gun that they did, you'll be impressed with that. And that's the thing about these guys. They can do just basic milling or just put a dot on a gun all the way up to custom full build. And Scott was gracious enough. I don't make anything on it, but he was gracious enough to give y'all a discount code. Also, if you want to do anything with Impact Machine, you can use the discount code BJGG10, all capitalized, BJGG10. That'll save you 10% off. If you just want to buy an optic plate, if you just want to buy a part on their website, a slide, a milling, a custom build, whatever, y'all can use that code and it'll save you 10% off with Impact Machine. The Big Johnson Edition could be a head scratcher for someone who doesn't know you. No, I know. When I first started my channel, that's why I went back to Big Johnson. When I first started my channel with YouTube, it was Big Johnson. And I used to have people come into the channel and they were like, "Oh, I thought you were a corn channel. I didn't know you were a gun channel." And I'm like, "Yeah." So then I changed it to Big Johnson Guns and Gear. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back to my roots. That's what I've been called since I was 11 or 12. So, I mean, for real. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm going back to it. And that's why it's been Big Johnson since. So, nothing to be ashamed of. Let's see here. Rich V says you put lock grips on your Shadow 2 compact, right? Does the orange magwell match pretty good? Yes, I have the orange magwell the silver magwell. I have silver grips, orange grips. I decided to go with the orange grips and then the silver magwell and the silver mag release. Um, just kind of mix it up a little bit. And I have black grips now, and I have a black magwell, so I might start playing with that as well. Or the black magwell is coming, so I might start playing with that as well, mixing it around a little bit. But oh yeah, they all match great. So, and those are anodized; they're not cerakoted, so those are anodized aluminum. So yeah, Lock does great products, and y'all can save on anything Lock if you want to do it. It's BJGG10, save you 10% off. Grips, pistol stands, whatever you want from them too. No, Rock Chalk, we're still talking about it. If anybody wants to say I'm a CZ fanboy, yeah, I'm a CZ fan. I'll admit it. I really like their guns. Could they do some things better? Yes, but who couldn't? Is there some things I would like to see them do? Yes. Um, you know, but I mean, it is what it is. But have I been disappointed with any of their guns that I've had? And I've had probably over 20 CZs. Am I disappointed with any guns that they've done personally? The only gun I did not like, if I have to say one gun that I did not completely care for at all, was the CZ Rammy. That was not a fan. I was not a fan of that gun personally. Not saying it's a bad gun, and I know some people in this chat have it, but I was just not a fan of it. The trigger was horrible. I mean, really horrible, and there wasn't a lot you could do about it. Just didn't really like the ergonomics of the gun. But not saying it's a bad gun. I just wasn't a fan of it. But like the Shadow 2, the P09, P07, CZ75, the, Shadow 2 Compact, P10C, P10F. Am I a fan of those? Hell yeah, I am. And also if you remember, on some of those models, I've got 2 and 3 of each one of those models. I mean, that's how much I like them. So I don't just have one. So guns I really, really like, I usually have 2 of at least. Would scare a number of women to death, actually wouldn't scare them a bit. I mean, I think CZ makes great guns. It's a great thing to be a CZ fanboy because I am, yeah. Good idea with the magwell. Afraid it would be too much orange. Offset, it would look better. Yeah, I mean, I've ran the orange grips and the orange magwell and the orange extension. I like it. And the orange mag release button. I just thought I'd mix it up a little bit, just do something different. I don't like being normal. I like mixing up stuff and making it my own. Let's see here. Lake Ozark guy said, put the Cajun Gunworks package in my Rammy and the trigger too pretty good to get the short grip. Yeah. That's another thing. I don't care for that grip, but that's just me personally. Rich B says, I'm becoming a CZ fanboy and it's all your fault. That's a good thing. Glad you did it to me. Yeah, and I've been told that a lot too. Like, you made me buy another CZ. It's just, these are just guns that I like. That doesn't mean, somebody else is going to like them. I've had a lot of people when the Shadow 2 came out, I was shooting it a lot and still love it. A lot of people were like, hey man, I bought the CZ Shadow 2 because of you and I love it, so that can turn them into CZ fanboys or CZ fans. You don't have to have 10 or 15 or 20 of them to be a fan. 1 or 2 or 3. I mean, hell, even 1 can be a fan. But I look at it this way also with the P10C and the P10F. For the price on those guns, and this is where somebody asked me earlier about the Echelon. Do I need an Echelon? No. I have the P10F, P10C, Glock. I have other guns that are very, very similar to it, and I'm invested in those. So I've got a ton of mags for them. I really enjoy them. They shoot great for me. So is the Echelon going to be loads better than the P10F or the P10C? Probably not for me. So, I don't see a reason in having it. Not saying it's bad or good or whatever. It's just I don't personally see a reason in having it for me. Unit 4 says, when I discovered CZ, many of my Berettas went bye-bye. Still kept a couple of 90 series. Yeah, and I mean, Berettas are good guns too. Berettas just don't fit my hand. The grips, I wish the grips were a little bit longer like the full-size Shadow. All the damn Berettas have shorter grips. And I know I could put a mag extension on it, things like that. I get it. But, when I'm changing those mags out, man, it catches me right there in the meat and it just chews me up. So, picking up my first luxury watch. Also, my dream watch tomorrow. I can't wait. What are you getting, man? I'm a watch fan too. I am a big watch fan. I've got a bunch of watches. Very curious what you're getting. So let me know. Yeah, I love watches. That's the weird thing. I've got so many things. I mean, I used to collect cars and watches and guns and golf stuff. So now I'm trying to cut back some of the or some of the, I guess, the collectibles. That's one thing y'all haven't seen. You haven't seen my coin collection. Ooh, he is getting the Rolex Submariner no date. Why are you going with the no date? Just out of curiosity. I know the date usually brings more, but you're getting a really good deal on it. And the Submariner, I love the Submariner. I used to have the Submariner. I had the what was the number on it? It was a Submariner with the black dial. I can't remember the number on it. 1007 something 19 or whatever. But most people get the date, so I'm just curious why you didn't get the date or no date. But no, that's a great, man. You can't go wrong with a sub. Classic, everyday, good watch to wear. That is one thing I miss about my sub. It's more, it's not as pronounced as some of the other watches. You don't get picked out in a crowd as much, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Hello, Mark Guzman. How are you? Said I'm debating between the Shadow Blue and Orange. Not sure I am good enough to benefit from the orange. Orange, any feedback? Uh, in my opinion, between the two, I would still get the orange. And here's the thing. I know you're saying right now you can't benefit from it, but as you go, you're already going to have it set up. So I would recommend the orange. Um, you could get, if you can afford it. I'm not trying to tell you to spend the extra money, blah, blah, blah. But if you can afford it right now, I would get the orange. Um, and of course, I would get it milled. Unless you could find, I don't know if or the Shadow Orange actually makes an optic ready yet, but they might. But I would go and get the orange because it has some upgrades on it that you'll be glad you have as you progress in it. That's what I would recommend. I'm not saying you have to, but if you can, get it. Rich B says, don't need a full size Shadow, but that doesn't matter. I have to figure out which one is best for me. I'll say this for the majority of the people, if it was between, I'll just say it this way, if it was between a Shadow 2 full size and a Shadow 2 compact, with what I know now, I would get the Shadow 2 compact. And I'm a big handed guy. Of course, I'd have to put the mag well and, things like that on it, but most people would not have to do that. Because it's easier to carry. It shoots like a bigger gun. I mean, it's just a great gun. Let's see here. Big J, you never said when you quit playing golf. I played college golf and was a 2 handicap forever, but neck injuries killed that part of my game. I used to do long drive championships a long, long time ago with Art. I was a member of the. I don't really advertise it. I used to do golf drive videos when I first started YouTube way back when, like 7 years ago. But I was on the. I used to be sponsored by Crank Golf, Krank, and I did long drive shit. And anyway, I could bomb a drive, and I was actually a really good golfer too. But that was when I stopped shooting, and I focused on golf only. And then I did that for a long time and kind of went away from shooting. And then, I did tear a rotator cuff. So I've had my right rotator cuff, bicep tendon, lateral joint completely rebuilt. My left one, lateral joint and rotator cuff completely rebuilt. So I lost a lot of distance. I lost a lot of strength. And after that, I was like, you know what? I can keep pounding golf balls and keep tearing up my body, or I can go back to shooting. So I would only play golf, periodically, like maybe once a month, and kind of got away from it. Just to let you know, with the work that I'm doing now, I am going to start playing again, but it's going to be maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. I've still got the sticks over there. Got a really nice set of sticks. Don't know if I could hit the broadside of a barn now. Haven't swung a golf club in probably over 2 years. Um, so I definitely have to get tempo and all the other stuff back. But, I do miss it. I do enjoy it. So I might start doing that because I'm not doing competitions anymore. I'm not shooting USPSA anymore. So I might start playing golf a little bit. Not to the extent I was, or probably to the ability that I was. But, you know, that's, and I've got a big Scotty Cameron collection. I've probably got 14 or 15 Scotty Camerons. Some of them are tour models. Matter of fact, if anybody, I am going to start getting rid of some of my Scotty Cameron collection because I just have too many of them. A lot of them are tour issue, special editions. 5 of them I had custom made. They're just for kicks from Scotty Cameron. They're JFKs. Yeah, JFKs. Just for kicks. So he only makes like a single model, and I've got some just for kicks too. So, but they're not cheap. I'll just let you know. But if anybody's interested, they can hit me up, and I'm gonna start selling some of them that I know I'll never use. Rock Chalk says he likes the cleaner look of the No Date. No, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Now you got the Sapphire Crystal. I mean, great watch. You'll enjoy the hell out of it. Congratulations, man. Great watch. Mark is saying, that's my thought. Will you tell my wife? No, I won't tell her. I promise. No, I won't tell her. But like I said, I always, because you're going to grow into something. So why not, go ahead and just, if you've got the cash, just go ahead and get it now. That way you don't have to upgrade into anything. You've already got it done. Decades ago, I remember drilling over a Ratto watch. Instead, bought a Smith & Wesson 625-2 instead. Now I get it. Let's see here. Do you know Tim Duke and Andy Franks played with both years ago? I don't recognize those names. I might recognize the face. Sometimes I forget a name, but I can remember a face. No, I was on the LDA, Long Drivers of America. That was a long, long time ago, man. I mean, there's videos out there, or there was. I don't know if there still is, but anybody wants to look them up, they can. I guess I wasn't doing YouTube, but I was on videos. And there's some of us standing up there with the team. That was a long time ago. But I was I was doing championships, but I was also working a real job. So I was just traveling around doing that on the side. I still enjoy golfing with my friends. I can still put it out there 300 yards every once in a while. Not bad for my age. No, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. I was also sponsored by Adams Golf. I don't know if y'all remember them. I still have the original Adams Golf LS where you can adjust it, taking the screw out of the shaft, adjusting it. So I was playing an 8.5-degree driver, and sometimes I would take it to a 7.5. XXL, or excuse me, yeah, XXL shafts. I've got the original Adams prototypes with the tungsten inserts in them before TaylorMade bought Adams. I've got a nice set. I've got an Adams bag with my name on it. It's over there. That's the competition bag I used to use. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Both won the national long drive championship. Beat it past them. They hated it. Yeah, yeah. They used to have all the Remax events. Used to go to Oklahoma City and Nevada, and I traveled all over doing that shit. But that was also with a sponsor, so they paid the airfare and all that other stuff back in the day. I think, and I remember Pinnacle Golf Balls used to sponsor it too in some of the events. It was Remax, Pinnacle, and there was another company that sponsored it too. I can't remember. Like I said, that's been shit 20 plus years ago. But yeah, I used to be able to crank a golf ball, and it was natural taught. I mean, I'd never took lessons. As a matter of fact, I never even really. I mean, I played football in high school and college. I never played. I played a little. I dabbled in golf. Let's put it this way. And then I picked it up and started playing, and I had really good hand-eye coordination, and just started cranking balls. And that's somebody was like, "Man, you need to start playing," and that's how it kind of took off. Also, I did want to share this with you. I did get a dot in from a company. I'll be testing it out. Some of these companies reach out to me. A lot of them I decline them. I'm just like, no, thank you. But to this one, I was like, yeah, I'll try it out. So I've got a gun that I'm going to start using as a dot test gun. This is the Vatatu, and it is a PMD 504 green dot. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's it. It comes with a little rail, and you can take it off and put on a pick rail. But I've tested a couple of their dots before in the past and had pretty good luck with them. So this is their new green dot, and I was, I only have one green or two green dots. So I was like, yeah, I'll try another green dot, see what I think about it. So I'll be testing that out. They did give out a code. And like I said, I have not tested this. Y'all know I'm 100% honest with everybody. But they do have, if you want anything from Batatu, their Friday and Cyber Monday deal will last for 12 days. It kicks off tomorrow through the 2nd. And I'm not making anything on this, but they did put a code out there, and it's BJGG30. So they're going to give 30% off anything on their website. So it's the I can't ever say it, VOTATU website. And they're going to give 30% off using that code from the 21st through December 2nd. So if you want to buy anything, you've been looking at their products. Again, I haven't tested this, 1,000% honest. So I don't want to say it's good or bad or indifferent, but they do sell a lot of other stuff. So if there's something you've been interested in, you want to buy it and you want to use that code, use it. I will be 100% honest with you. They said, oh, you'll get 3% of it. If I get anything off these sales, already told myself, if anything comes in off these sales off that 3%, I'm giving it all to GOA. So whatever comes in, if they even pay it, I don't know. But they said they would pay me 3% of whatever the sale is, and I'll show the 3% if they pay it, and I'll donate all that money to GOA. So, and I'll say it's from Big Johnson's fans. How about that? So if you want to buy anything from them, you can use that code. I still enjoy golfing with friends. I can still put it out there. Yeah, I already said that. I'm sorry. And what's funny? When I always played golf, I rarely drank when I was playing golf. Now we would have some what are they called? Tournaments, where it's best ball, and every once in a while I'd have a beer or two during those. But when I played, one-on-one or basically for score on your own score, I wouldn't drink. I took it pretty seriously. Yes, you're correct, Rich B. The short game is the most difficult to get back. Yeah, that's one thing, man. I could crank a lob wedge and I could flop a lob wedge. I'm big with a 60 degree. With zero bounce. I like no bounce on my wedge. but I could definitely, in the back in the day, I could flop some shots. If you go back to some of my old, well, no, never mind. I took them off. I took those videos down. But if anybody's been following me from way back then, if they have been, they saw my flop shots. I did videos where I was on the green flopping shots and stuff way back when, and did a bunch of drives on the channel. And then people were like, "This is a gun channel, not a golf channel." So at that time, I did not start another channel, so I just deleted the golf videos off there. There weren't many. Let me catch up here. Landman. I agree, Brian. Landman is incredible. That movie is, or that series is awesome. My wife and I thoroughly enjoy it. Already watched both of them. Hello, DB. How are you? Carbonated bread doesn't count as drinking in my book. Okay. Yeah, I've always enjoyed the 60-degree lob wedge. What's really crazy, when I was fitted for my irons, because I used to, work a lot of shots, draw and stuff like that. But what's crazy about my irons and my wedges, I'm 2 degrees flat, which most people are not, especially tall people. But I had them bent to 2 degrees flat. So a lot of people are like 2 degrees flat, but that's just my swing. And I did, if you watch my swing, it's very unorthodox. I have an overswing just like John Daly and always have. I had a guy try to correct it one time or say it needed to be corrected because it wasn't the correct swing, and he screwed me all up. And so I went back to my regular. He was just giving me advice, and I was on the range and I filmed it, and it messed up my shot bad. So I definitely went over the top. That was just my swing. Kept a full extension and fully rotated, but I definitely went over the top. But I could crank a ball. G23 said, "This is your channel. Put them back up if people want to watch them. Let them in mind." Yeah, no, and I agree with you. I just don't have them anymore. When I deleted them, that's the thing about my channel. Just being honest with you, I don't back up anything. I don't save videos. Um, I throw them up on YouTube, and if I delete them, they're deleted. I don't back them up and save them. That's just not me. That might be wrong, but it's just not me. So I don't have those videos anymore. DB said, "Picked up a Smith & Wesson Victory over the weekend. Love this thing. Threaded bull barrel, red dot ready plinker." Yeah. I mean, Smith & Wesson is a great video, and a great gun. I do have that video up. You can still watch it. I was at, what was I at? 7 yards or 10 yards. It was not my Victory. It was 7-Up's Victory, Smith & Wesson Victory. We had a playing card, and we had it this way. So it was a playing card this way, and I cut 2 playing cards in half with a 122 bullet. So I cut one card, and it's all on video. I didn't make it up. You can see it. And it cut the card. That was back when I had better vision. And I cut the card, and then he put up another card, and then I cut that card with his Smith & Wesson Victory 22. So no, it's a very accurate gun. Tikka rifles. I have shot them, haven't owned them, but they're great rifles. Highly recommend them. Very, very accurate. G23 says, "I keep everything backed up." Yeah, and I know a lot of people do. I just don't. So, shame on me. Oh, YouTube golf vids screwed up my swing every season. Then I go back to my natural swing. I just, whatever works for you, do it. And that's just like shooting. As long as you're getting the results you need, do it. I see people try to change people's, hand and things like that. But if you're shooting really great groups and it's working for you, and you're accurate and you're quick and all the other things, don't change. Am I the highest class shooter in the world? No, I'm not. Can I pick up things from other people? Definitely. But and also I'm always willing to try something. If it doesn't work, I'll just go back to what I was doing. But But yeah, I mean, sometimes what you've done for a long time might not look right to people, but it might be right for you. So, I mean, hell, that was like even in football, my stance, I was a lot different than most people. Um, Three finger versus two finger versus knuckles. Um, hands up versus hands at the waist. I mean, there's a lot of different things. You know, that people do in football versus. I mean, everybody's different. No wrong or right answer as long as you get good results. Yeah, Tika. I didn't know if he was talking about a 22. Tika, their rifles like their 6.5s and things like that. I mean, they're great rifles. Um, yeah, 457. I mean, you can't go wrong with a CZ at all. Especially with their 22s. But on the Tika, I guess I didn't ask the caliber. But also Tika sometimes are a little more budget friendly too. Damn, I kind of wish I had more whiskey. Now I'm drinking out of my lock grips cup, just water. See, but yeah, back there on the counter, right behind me over there, right there. Um, that's my dad's gun. I'm going to be doing some, or it's my gun. It's been my gun forever. I bought it, but just my tribute gun to my father. I'm gonna be as soon as I end the chat, I'm gonna be putting some stuff on it and kind of tweaking it a little bit the way that I want it. Put some different things on it. But yeah, as far as Impact Machine, they did a freaking bang up job. I will be premiering the other video tomorrow night. I'll do it at 7 Central. So I'm just telling y'all now in case you want to set a reminder for it or whatever. In the thumbnail, it will show the gun. But you won't be able to see all the details that's been done to the gun unless you watch the video. Um, it'll show the process kind of from the first all the way to the end of how it was done and everything. So if you want to see that, I've got pictures in the video. I've got, and I don't edit, but it's kind of all plopped together. So I think you'll enjoy it. 6.5 is a great caliber. Yeah, as long, like I said, I'm heavily invested in 308. I mean, I could buy a 6.5, and get the ammo and stuff, but I've got a ton of 308 rounds. Of course, same mags. But I just really like 308. That's just me. Because then I'm used to it. But I've shot a lot of 6.5 too. I really like it. Also, I don't know if y'all are interested in this. I've got, a pretty cool coin collection. If y'all ever want to see that, if you're interested in some of that stuff, I've got some very unique things that they don't make. How can I say this? Well, I mean, I could just say it. Anybody ever seen a $500 bill? A lot of people haven't. They only made them for like a year and a half. I've got some. So I collect those, or have many of those. Um, I've got some kind of unique coins. Um, and then watch collection if anyone wants to see watches. If y'all are into that. Yes, I do shoot 308 suppressed. I shoot it with my Trash Panda. Hello, Derek. How are you? Good to see you, sir. I don't have any $1,000 ones, but I've got $500 ones. I got some kind of cool coins. Um, I've got it's kind of funny. I don't have the new 47 version, but I have 9 or 10, probably 10. I think I've got like 10 Trump coins from 45. Got the all gold coin, silver coin, and the silver and gold coins. Yeah, I only have the $500 bills. I don't have any of the $1,000 bills. Damn, there's a $5,000 bill. I haven't seen a $5,000 bill. No, I'm not. I'm not taking a $500 bill into McDonald's. No. A lot of people do think that they're fake, but they're not. I think they're kind of funny. But yeah, I am enjoying the Shadow 2 CR 920 XP. I'm enjoying that gun. Again, I have carried it for the last 2 days in the Armsman holster. It's been great, no issues. Holster's working great. I will carry the Shadow 2 compact next week. I decided to do the Shadow 2, or excuse me, the Shadow Systems this week, and I'll do the Shadow 2 next week. I will be carrying it. I've heard people go, "What in the hell are you doing?" I will be carrying it in the quarter cocked position with the safety off. So people have been like, "What? You're crazy." That's the way they were designed to be carried. So you basically rack it, you drop the trigger, and you pull it back to the quarter cocked with the safety off. And that is how you carry that gun. You don't have to have the safety on. However, I will probably be putting the extended safety on just for a thumb ledge. I haven't yet, but I probably will put that on there. Let me catch back up here. I love coins. I have a bunch of coins from overseas. My mother is leaving me her prized coin collection. That's awesome, man. I had my own coin collection, but my dad had, he actually had a really good coin collection too. So he had some pretty cool stuff. Because my grandfather collected coins as well. He collected coins and stamps. I was never into stamps. But hello, Rabbi. How are you doing, man? Yep, banknotes. I remember those. $10,000 bill. Damn. Never seen a $10,000 bill. And I haven't seen everything. Let's see here. Derek says, sorry if late to the party, but have you used Cajun Gunworks? They tuned up my PO7 and PO1. Yeah, I've used them way, way back in the past. Since I've used Impact Machine, and I'm not knocking companies or anything like that, but from what I've seen between the two companies, I really do like the Impact Machine a little bit better. That's just opinion, not knocking anybody, not trying to hurt feelings. That's just my opinion. So, and I mean, I don't make any money on this, but if you want to use Impact Machine, you can use BJGG10. That saves you 10% off any parts, any optic plates, or full work if you want to do it through them. I think Hamilton is on the $500 bill, I believe. I have to break mine out and verify, but I think he is on that one. Been a while since I've looked at them. I even have never circulated dollar bills. I have stacks and stacks of them in bands. They've never even been circulated. I even have uncut dollar bills. I'm sure y'all have probably seen those, but it's where they don't cut them; they're folded. Um, so before they pull them straight off the press, and they didn't even cut them. So those are kind of cool too. I have a bunch of $2 bills. Who the hell was on the $2 bill? I can't remember. I've got the Red Star $2 bills. I got a whole bunch of those. The red, it's written in red. The numbers are in red, and it's called a Red Star. Adams Bryant. Yeah. Oh, collect lighters and recently started collecting clocks. That's cool. Never collected clocks. We have my grandmother's uh, big old, what are they called? Grandfather clocks. Was the trivia question today from my local radio show. Oh, cool. Hell, I've got $2 bills, but I can't remember who the hell's on them. My brain's tired. Thomas Jefferson. I guess we can all Google it too. But yeah, G23 guy. Yeah, I'm sure that's right. But anyway, it is 8:04. Do y'all have any other comments, questions? But am I a CZ fanboy? Yes, I like CZs. Um, you know, I mean, I wish they would come out with more guns. Hopefully, they will. Um, but I haven't found much that they've done wrong. Um, I wish they would come out with some other type guns. I've had a lot of people saying that they need to come out with a single stack PO7, like a small single stack, double action, single action. And at first I was like, no, that's dumb. Nobody will buy that. That's really dumb. But the more and more I think about it, I think it would sell. I think a lot of people would actually buy it. It would probably only have 6 or 7 rounds, be a single stack, but to have a small double action, single action in a polymer version, might not be a bad option for some people. I probably wouldn't buy it because it'd be too small, but I think people would buy it. Ooh. Hmm. My local gun shop recommended Hammer Down and Bolton for CZ. Hammer Down is probably what they're saying. Yeah, you can carry it hammer down too. I just like quarter cocked position. Kind of keeps it away from the firing pin just in case. I mean, it won't go off, but unless you put an extended firing pin in it. And I do have on my Shadow 2 full size, I do have an extended firing pin, but I don't my Shadow 2 compact, and I won't put one in it. Wheat pennies, I got a ton of wheat pennies. I've got them in rolls, but I'm kind of over wheat pennies because I got so damn many of them. Like the original Staccato C, yeah. Oh, Hammer Down in Belton. I was a gunsmith, closer to home for me. Got to get a optic cut there. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's crazy. My grandmother, my on my mother's side, she used to have like 6 or 7 of cuckoo clocks. Remember those? Where the cuckoo, the little bird would pop out of there. She had a shitload of those cuckoo clocks, and man, when I was a little kid, those things drove me crazy. I couldn't stand those things. I would always tell her, "My grandma, you need to get rid of those things. They drive me crazy." And that is one thing that I was supposed to get. And my cousins, well, I think I've told the story before, but my cousins were derelicts and stole it. But my grandmother had a Colt little 25 ACP with the real pearl handles on it. She had the Colt stainless 25 ACP, and man, I wish I had that little gun. Not that I would shoot, I mean, I would shoot it, but I would just like to have it because of my grandmother's. But I don't have it. I do have my other grandmother on my dad's side. I have her chicken rifle. She used to sit on the front porch and shoot chickens with it. It's a 32 ACP hex barrel, and it's right here. I can't show it, but it's sitting right there. It's kind of a cool gun. It's a single shot 32. Break it over, put a 32 in it, close it, and she used to sit on the front porch and shoot chickens with it because she couldn't chase the chickens, so she'd shoot them and let them run around until they die, and then she would go out and pluck them, and that's what we ate. So she lived on a farm. So she was like, I can't catch them, but I can shoot them and then go pick them up. So she was funny. I can't. No, she didn't. I think she did it a couple of times. I always thought it was funny, but she did snuff, and it was that, you know, sniffing stuff where they would take it and put it there and, do that. And I was like, that's some crazy shit right there. I mean, I've always dipped, but, and I'm not saying it's a good habit, so don't start it. But, and my grandfather chewed and dipped tobacco and he smoked cigarettes. But, yeah, she did the sniffing snuff. And I always thought that was funny. She'd be out there getting all jacked up on her sniffing stuff and shooting chickens. So that was some fun times there. Little kid watching your grandma pick off some chickens. I shot a couple of them because she'd get into where she couldn't see very well, the iron sights. So then I'd start shooting them for her as I got older. But anyway, I'm going to get to tricking out a gun. I got my goodies ready here. So if y'all saw that. And another little thing here. So I'm going to put those on there. and get that snorting stuff. Yeah, yeah, that stuff. Whew. I remember I was a little kid and I found my grandma's, and I saw that she used to like tap it right there and sniff it. And man, I did that one time, and I think I did too much. And man, I swear my eyes rolled back in my head. I was like, "Whoa!" So I was like, "Phew!" That lit me up. So I don't think I did it anymore. Oh man, I don't even want to get into it. The Cowboys are a freaking train wreck. That is a freaking train wreck. And I'm a big football fan, more so college, but man, I was just like, good lord, that was a freaking train wreck. And like I said, the Texans whipped that ass, and I was glad at least it was a Texas team that whipped our ass. But yeah, it was bad. Uh, Clyde, it's the Shadow Systems CR920XP. Life is normal in Dallas. Yes, you're exactly right, Lynn Holt. Yeah, it's been normal for a while. Yep, 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 yep. Sniff and snuff. That's what it is. But yeah, I've been dipping forever, and like I said, I'm not proud of it, but you know, probably need to quit doing it. Don't recommend it to anybody, but yeah, it's a bad habit. I don't do the sniffing snuff though. But anyway, it is 8:11, so we will shut this bad boy down. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all always make this happen. But if y'all are interested in CZs, go out and check them out. Most of y'all probably already have. Maybe like them, dislike them, don't care about them. That's cool too. But I get so many questions about CZs. I figured we would, you know, I get called a CZ fanboy all the time, so I figured we would talk about it this evening. Like those art guy says, my son is a Dallas fan. Same thing every year. Yep, used to it. You know, one game into the playoff and get their butts blown out, and here we go again. It's just a vicious circle. So we're all used to it. But anyway, I'm going to try to shoot this week. Um, there's some guns I want to test, of course. The 97B. I want to go and shoot that and enjoy it. Since it's been completely redone. Um, I've got another gun that I want to start testing out. Um, I will drop that video tomorrow night. I'll set it up as a premiere. Probably after we get off this chat, I'll go ahead and throw it up there. So we'll do the premiere. It'll be at 7 o'clock Central tomorrow night. So if y'all want to tune into it, the thumbnail will give it away of what it is, but not the details of it. So if you want to see the details, that's cool. Check out the video. I'd appreciate it. But I appreciate y'all as always. Y'all make this happen. Great group of people. I really, really enjoy it. Family members, so to say. I don't want to say group of people. A lot of y'all have been with me forever. So it's always a fun time. Y'all are the reason this happens. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be doing it. But, I kind of look forward to this every Wednesday night. Try to do it when I can. I've only missed a few. And I don't know how many years. But, yeah, going to be going doing some shooting this weekend, hopefully, and testing out some guns, and I'll film it. I do have a tabletop coming in detail of my dad's tribute gun, and I think you'll want to watch it because I'm going to go into some very deep detail of what's done to it. The trigger will literally blow your mind. It's phenomenal. Scott did an incredible job from Impact Machine. I mean, did an incredible job on the gun, but the trigger is phenomenal. So he's got it completely tuned, and that's why I want to go shoot it because what the trigger feels like, I'm like, will this thing even go off? He assures me it will. So I'm gonna put some hard primers through it. I'm gonna put some soft primers, hollow points. I mean, I'm gonna shoot the shit out of it. So I think it'll be fun you know, for what I want to do with it. And I think this totally revitalized the gun. But also, it's got a special meaning. If y'all saw that video, we'll do a detailed tabletop and range, so to say. Rich B, what is my Air Pro that I use in the indoor range? It's a custom molded. There's a lady that comes into Texas Gun Experience, squirts it in your ear, and molds those to your ear. You can get the full solid ones, or you can get one that they put a tube in, and it's a vibration tube, so you can it's open, so it doesn't harm your ears when you're shooting, but you can hear people talking and you can talk back. So is it as good as electronic hearing wise? No, but it blocks out more noise than my electronics. And plus, I don't like stuff over my ears when I shoot rifles, especially. But I've shot 308 with them. I've shot all that shit with those plugs, and they work great. So, but they are not electronic. But thank you, G23. I appreciate you, brother. But I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a great night. Remember, if there's someone you haven't reached out to in a long time, please do. Just check on them. Make sure everybody's safe out there. Make sure you're telling people you love them, because you don't ever know what could happen. But I'm not preaching to you, just telling you, hey, stay in touch with your loved ones. That's what it's about. So appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we will do this again next Wednesday night. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone. Y'all take care.